Hi, how are you? I hope you're keeping well. I thought I'd show you some of my favourite fragrances today because ordinarily I chop and change my fragrance a lot. I really like mixing it up. But for the past few months, there's been a few in particular that I've gone to again and again, and they're actually fragrances that I got on holiday, but I've since found out you can get them in the UK now. So I thought it'd be a nice time to show them to you. Basically, me and my best friend go to Paris every year for our birthdays, and we always go to this boutique called Granado. It is the most beautiful boutique. It's a Brazilian brand and they have all of these gorgeous fragrances. It's this lovely floral shop. The main reason we always go as well is that the service is so lovely in there. They're so friendly. It's become our little holiday ritual to always go in and get something. But this year, the one that I got, I have gone through so much of it. So our birthdays are in November. We always go in November. This year, we were like, do you know, we should try going in the summer for a change. We got there on I want to say the Wednesday or the Thursday, basically whichever day we got there. The next day is when all of Paris shut down for the Olympics. So we were like limited where we could go. We still had a great time, but we still made sure we went to Granado. But anyway, so we went in June, July, whenever that was, the Olympics. And if I show you the bottle of this one, I've gone through that much already. Now to compare, the one I got last year, so that would have been last November, nearly a year ago, I've only used that much in the whole year. This one I've just absolutely gone through. So let me talk you through them. I might start with this one actually, because there was us thinking we were so big and clever. We've gone to this little Brazilian boutique. It's in Paris. We have these fragrances no one has, but they have them in Liberty now. But this one is actually still a myth and a legend. They don't have it in Paris anymore, and I believe you can still get it in Brazil. So this can still be my little thing for me. The label says Phebo, but I got it from the Granado shop, Bronze. This was actually the fragrance that got me into these more warm creamies. A lot of the fragrances I'm going to show you are a bit sweeter than I would usually wear, but I feel what is different about these is even though they're sweet, they have warmth to them. They have a lot of amber in them, for example, so they don't feel sickly sweet. They just feel creamy and golden and warm, and they feel warm in a way that they would be appropriate in the summer, but they're still like lovely and cozy for the winter. So the first one I got was Bronze, which is very sweet and creamy and probably a bit more on the sweet side. These last so beautifully, like 1 or 2 sprays and you can still smell it at the end of the day. And then this Esplendor is one of my favourite ever fragrances now. This is the one I got this year. Esplendor is sweet and creamy, but you have a lot of amber in there. So it has this kind of spicy kick to it, only gently, but like, I would say, I mean, look at the state of the bottle, because I always like throw it in my bag wherever I'm going. And the bottles are so lovely, aren't they? Like, it's a shame I've ruined that one, but they're so beautiful. I would say with this one, if Strawberry Blonde was a fragrance, that's what it smells like. There's nothing sharp about it. There's nothing clean about it. It smells like warm, cozy skin, knitwear weather. It's beautiful. Now, if that sounds a bit too sweet for you, the other one that I got this summer that I've used a bit of but not as much is the Boemia. I really like this one. I am always on the hunt for something that is as close as I can find to my favourite ever fragrance, which is now discontinued, which was Ilamasca Freak. And Freak was punchy. It was a really lovely mix of quite headstrong and quite a head turner, but also soft and very, what is the word? There was something quite magical about it. So Boemia is just as velvety as these two, but it has more of a kick to it. You have kind of like spiciness at the top. There's a real depth to it. There's notes of things like leather and tobacco in here, and they're not overpowering, but they just give this a bit of an intensity. And it's that same kind of pretty but intense fragrance. This is a lovely one for, like, if you were to team it with an outfit, you'd put it with like heeled boots, leather jacket, beautiful floral dress. It's got a little bit of an edge to it, but still very beautiful. That is actually the one that Tom got, and he absolutely loves it. And Tom loves those kinds of, he loves oud in a fragrance, leathery notes. So if you like those kind of stronger scents, that could be the right one for you. Now, I don't want this to be really bad-mannered, but I think fragrance is so personal, and I feel like you'll understand that I really love these ones if I give you a comparison of something that I think is lovely but not quite for me. Because Granado are now in the UK, I've never been so excited to open a box, because especially when it's something that you would really love, and like I didn't realise when I'd be getting them on holiday that they're here. They very kindly sent me a new fragrance of theirs this week, and I thought I would show you how beautiful the packaging is that they come in. So this is Tuberosa, which is an eau de toilette, and these are parfums, so they are slightly headier. I find that they really last well for the day. Now, I'll be honest with you, the Tuberosa is a really beautiful scent, but tuberose isn't particularly an ingredient that I wear a lot. I find it a bit sharp on me. But if you like those kind of clean white florals, if you like a scent that is, I suppose clean is the best word for it, clean with a bit of a kick, with a bit of a sharpness, I think you'd find this really beautiful. So this is the Tuberosa. You can see the bottle is slightly different as well, but I just thought I'd show you if you were looking for like a gift idea for someone. They come so beautifully put together, so I know like that will be a really beautiful gift for someone, say. But also, while I was thinking about ambers, a very new one for me that I've always loved. A few weeks ago, I posted a video that you can have a look at on here. It's an interview with my favourite perfumer, Azzy Glasser. She actually formulated Illamasqua Freak, the one that I said was my favourite ever fragrance. And years ago, I asked her if I could interview her because I wanted to know the story behind that. And so we just had a chat not long ago. She has a beautiful fragrance, Amber Molecule. Now, because I love the warmth of amber, it has that coziness, but it has more of a sharpness at the top. It's quite a powdery amber. And this changes as you wear it through the day. Like I would say of my Esplendor, what you spray in the morning is what you get through the day. Azzy's change. This has quite a boldness when you first put it on, but it gets silkier as the day goes on. And again, it's that kind of gorgeous fragrance that you'd layer under like a knitted sweater. It smells warming. It is the perfect kind of thing for this time of year. Azzy does larger bottles and smaller bottles, and hers come wrapped beautifully as well. Her brand is called the Perfumer Story. So they come in boxes that are like a book with a wax seal stamp, and they're just stunning, and you can see some of the detail on there also. Really beautiful. But they are some of my favourite kind of warming scents, and the ones that I've been wearing a lot of. Now, I will be honest with you, they are all more of a luxury price point, and I would say that with me, like for example, I love them because they last, and like I have absolutely sprayed the life out of that. I've made a big dent in it in the last few months, but you don't need loads for it to last that well. But by all means, I will have a look for some more affordable alternatives to those. And equally, if you wear something that's kind of creamy and musky like that with that bit of warmth to it, and you have any other alternatives that you think sound similar, please feel free to let me know, because I'd love to try them. But fragrance, like today, I got myself ready thinking, oh, I'll make some videos today for makeup, and it's a really dull day, so nothing was really coming out as clearly as I would like it to. So I thought it's a nice chance to talk through fragrance, but I could go on about fragrance all day. If this is something that you want to see more videos on, please let me know and I'll go through some of my favourites. I went into Jo Malone in Birmingham not long ago. They have the most lovely fragrance expert there called Scott. If you're ever looking for fragrance advice or someone to go and have a one-to-one with, he was absolutely brilliant. We had gone in, me and my sister, to learn about their newest fragrance, and then ended up going home with a load of stuff that we never intended to go home with, because he was just so great and brought everything to life in such a lovely way. But I could talk about Jo Malone all day, because there are a few fragrances of theirs that I absolutely love. One of the ones that I got that time, I used to always layer Earl Grey and Cucumber, which is really clean, fresh, citrusy, a really sharp, pretty fragrance that is very unisex as well. I'd say the cleanliness and the freshness is what comes through in that one. And I always used to wear that with English Pear and Freesia, which is very sickly sweet, does what it says on the tin, this beautiful juicy hit of pear, and the two of them together are really clean and uplifting. But I feel like the cleanness of the Earl Grey and Cucumber actually takes away if the pear was too sweet. It gives it a little kick and makes it feel a bit more elegant, if I was to use the right word. But apparently Earl Grey and Cucumber is not sticking around for that long, so it's things like that that actually we'll have to find a little alternative for that, or we could talk about this all day. But yes, do let me know if there are any fragrance questions you have, or if you're looking for someone, tell me a bit about them. Something that Azzy taught me years ago that I always try and do is match a fragrance to the person and what they're like. So her whole idea with the Perfumer story is that we hear too much marketing spiel. We hear all about these top notes and things like that, and to me or you, like, who cares? I could have given you all of the notes of these fragrances, but are you that bothered? I know that I would gravitate more to knowing, is something a bit more punchy, is something a bit cleaner, is it a bit creamier? That's all I need to know. I don't need a heart note, base note, this, that, the other note. Personally, I just like to be guided by what kind of vibe that fragrance will be. So if you're looking for somebody and you want to tell me that they're, you know, maybe a bit more reserved, they like wearing more pared back clothes, they are naturally a bit more quiet, I'm going to choose a slightly different fragrance for them than I am if you tell me you have this really outspoken friend that always speaks their mind, wears all the colours under the sun, has rainbow coloured hair. You know, you're naturally going to gravitate towards something different for each person. But anyway, they are some favourites. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll chat to you soon.